Well, hello there. I'm back with a different kind of video. So, if for people who have disabilities or people who have loved ones that are disabled and actually care about them, this is going to hit a little bit sour. And for those who just want to listen on, it's going to get bad for 2026. So, I just got on the phone with a bunch of people, and there is this one particular person, and she was so aggressive and defensive, because all I was doing is asking exactly where to go for a situation that involves taxes, property taxes, and reporting my concern about two adult disabled persons living in a certain address. Now, the situation is, I've known this pair for many a years, and for privacy's sake, no names are mentioned. And they were always nice to me, but the room that they rented at a property, it's a home, just a residential home used to rent out, rooms. They were living in the smallest one room. And I thought, for a long time, I thought that, is what they could afford. And since, they tend to be close, I never really batted an eye until I realized that the landlord, it was a couple, but the husband has died. And so the wife is still there. Now, the situation is, I figured out by looking at documents, because the landlord wanted me to help filling out a form for rental taxes. And I'm like, okay, sure. And the numbers were kind of low, considering that there are, let me check here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people renting at that property. Now, some of them are pairs, and I just figured, okay, well, it's just for one room. They're paying for one room, and because they are disabled, they can't afford much, right? But, as long as they're getting what they need, they're happy, they don't seem abused, I figured, okay. But then I pieced it together and realized, when I left, one of this disabled persons, they're my friend, they told me, they're both paying. So both people who are getting disability are both paying for a room. But I'm like, wait, how much are you paying? No, I realized that they were shoving them into one room even though they were paying for two. And it's not like there was no other rooms available. There was one more room that was vacant. It was vacant. And I'm like, wait, hold on. So I wanted to, you know, make sure that they're okay. My concerns are that for the longest time, I thought they were just paying for one room. No, they were paying for 2 rooms, but being shoved into one room. And because they're mentally disabled, the mindset of uh, about a 10-year-old, both of them, that these people that they trust, for years, maybe I thought that, there was some other agreement. And yeah, no, these are 2 adult mentally disabled persons, my friends, sharing a room when they paid for 2 for years. And for years they were being lied to. And this also involves, like, wait, because I also noticed that for the amount of people that are renting there, to report, the they have to annually, I think, to pay property taxes and report income, especially if it's a rental, and it seemed a little low. Either it seems a little low and a little high, if that makes any sense. At that time, it felt high, and now it seems low, if that makes any sense. Like, it doesn't match. The prices of the renting per room does not match. And I tried to call to see where I could report it. Man, 2026 is rough. And for the ones that are most vulnerable. Sometimes it's hard when you can't unsee things. One of them, alone for a long, long time, and she was always nice. Her one flaw is that she would try to make sure that people are happy with her. So much so that I had to step in once. She didn't understand that some people are just kind of grumpy and don't smile and don't socially interact, and are opportunistic. So she would give them money. Like, she would ask, like, did I do something wrong? Why do you hate me? Are you mad at me? And she would do it over and over. And I had to stop her. It's like, have you been giving them money to like you? And I had to step in and be like, are you been getting money from her? Just to make sure. So that situation was, supposedly absolved, But oh, girl. 2026, you need to protect. You need to protect. You need to protect the people who cannot protect themselves. I mean, I was talking to a state, I called state buildings, and this one lady, she just like started like talking over me as if that aggressive where it's like, I'm just going to tell you to go here kind of thing. It's like, okay, I'm calling for the tax thing. And he's like, and you hear it in her voice, like aggressively just trying to get me off the phone. I'm like, wait, isn't this the phone number to report stuff? And she started like, trying to make excuses like, well, my mom was a nurse, so I know how it is to, deal. And I'm like, deal with what? You said your mom was a nurse. To deal with disabled people? This is how you talk? When I'm just asking information about a situation that is both, tax, and disabled, people abuse. She just, I'm like, I told her, it's like, are you having a bad day? Are you frustrated? And then she's like, no, I just know. And then I'm like, girl, I'm just calling to get information. And the information she got me because I called, that is Hawaii state taxation. It's the literal fucking building. I'm calling them, hey, can you help me here? And she's just trying to blow me off. Jeez. I just, you can't just say, oh, my mom's a nurse, I know how to deal with disabled people, citing the reason why you're giving me attitude about asking to help disabled people. It's like saying I'm rude because my mom deals with disabled people because she's a nurse. The fuck? Nah. Now, fuck. Anyways, that's just the situation I have for today. Such a disgusting energy. Protect yourself and protect your loved ones. Because decency in 2026 is questionable now.